An 18-year-old faces multiple charges tonight, including first-degree murder.
She's accused of killing a man who she says touched a 5-year-old relative inappropriately. WRG's Caitlin Barker is live in East Memphis with the latest on that story. Caitlin?
Good afternoon, Stephanie and Greg. I'm here on Willowview Avenue where police found the body here in the road. And while we were here, we also saw multiple shell casings and caution tape on this mailbox here behind me.
Now, I went back to the area where Rincon's body was found and spoke to neighbors. Many of them told us they don't fault Torres for what she did.
She ran out of bullets.
Why do you say that?
I would have shot him a couple more times.
So we have a young woman, Miss Torres, Alishon Torres. She unalived a grown man for touching her little sister. We're going to get into that because I did find out some history on Alishon. Well, let's stay tuned. Fugitive TV. Welcome everybody to Fugitive TV, and I am your host, like it says on the hat, Ray Marcel, where we take a look at cases of unsolved mysteries, unsolved cases, missing people, and I try and look at them from a different point of view. And because I was once a fugitive on the run from the law myself, I did it for a lot of years, living in different countries under different names. Now I have this YouTube channel. I'm talking to you guys, and what I try and do is I help and motivate the next person that, hey, if I can do it, you can too. And I want to try and help other people either find their loved ones or try and solve some cases by, hey, let's give this a different point of view or a fresh set of eyes. Well, today we're going to look at this case of, it's Alishon Torres out of Memphis, Tennessee. Now, a lot of people actually are not faulting her for what she did. A lot of people are not. So I'm going to let you guys decide, do you fault her for this or no? And then I'm going to give you some scenarios that can even help you out a little bit with this. Well, Miss Torres, she's only 18 years old, okay? And before I read you the article, I'm just going to give you a little background of what happened. She unalived a man, okay, grown man, for touching her sister. The media is not saying it's her sister, but I found out through social media, I guess this is her sister. So now her sister's 5, but she unalived the guy and she did it cold-blooded.
Now, Alishon Torres is accused of shooting Noy Rincon 14 times in his van. Now, Torres told police Rincon touched her 5-year-old relative inappropriately. According to court records, Torres asked to borrow Rincon's phone before confronting him about the incident. That's when she allegedly shot him multiple times in his van, took pictures of the blood, and then took the van to an abandoned house and repainted it.
She emptied 14 bullets in this man. 14 in him. She wanted to make sure that he was no longer here, okay? Now, this man, I guess, was staying with the family. We're going to get into that. And I guess she found out what he did. Now, there is no police reports on what he did, or that I know of anyway. There's nothing like that. So right now, we're just taking Alishon's word for it. But I'm going to read you the article right now of what's going on. All right, so we have an 18-year-old woman who was accused of unaliving a man, leaving him in the street after a young family member accused the man of touching her inappropriately. Alishon Torres was booked into jail Friday on charges of first degree and the M word. I've explained this plenty of times for people who are new to the channel or even new to the YouTube world. A lot of reasons why you hear the unalive word and not the M word is because YouTube does not like the M word. So when you use it, especially too much, they can flag your video, even sometimes flag your channel, and your channel will not grow. So we have to be careful on some things of what we say. So it says Alishon Torres was booked into jail Friday on charges of first degree and employing a firearm in the commission of a felony and tampering with evidence. A Memphis police officer was on patrol just before 2 a.m. on February 26th when he spotted a man's body in a road on Willow View. The man had been he was hit 14 times, like I told you guys, 14, including once to the skull. According to a medical examiner, family members identified the body as Noah Rincon. A police whom Rincon had been staying told police she last saw him about an hour before his body was found, when he was out getting milk and rice for her children and grandchildren. She said she then started getting calls and texts from her daughter, Torres, who was using Rincon's phone. Torres was arrested on Thursday. Police say she told them that about 3 or 4 weeks ago, a 5-year-old relative told her that Rincon had touched her, and it was inappropriately. Torres says she encountered Rincon while walking on the Willow View, asked to borrow his phone, then confronted him about the allegations. Torres admitted to the police that she and emptied her rounds pretty much in Rincon. Now she said 10 times inside of a work van. Taking it, then she took his phone and took pictures of the blood inside the van afterwards. She then drove the van to an abandoned house where she repainted it and abandoned it in an apartment complex. Now the apartment complex, this is not telling you, but the apartment complex she took the van to was her boyfriend's apartment complex. Now, she did tell the police that he had nothing to do with it or anything like that, but that's where she took the van to after she got done painting it. So she took the van, she left him in the street, or dumped him out, left him in the street, and then took the van to an abandoned house and started painting it, and then took the van and dumped it off at her boyfriend's apartment complex. The van was later recovered with black paint on the front and rear doors. Now, Torres is a citizen of Honduras, okay? And the state's detainer has been issued by Immigrations and Custom Enforcement. So she's not a citizen. She is from Honduras. I read another article where it says she's actually a Honduras citizen. So since she's not a citizen of here, ICE is now involved with her, and she's going to have a hold on her. So even if they gave her a bond, she can't get out because immigration's going to have a hold on her if they don't have one already. Okay. And then even if she does get a light sentence for this for some sort of reason, she's most likely going to get deported back to Honduras. Now, there are some details that the articles or any of the media really doesn't talk about too much, because I was curious about some things about her. For one, she used 2 weapons. Now, when the police when they finally, a week later, after they did their investigation, and they went to arrest her and search her, in the middle of searching her, one of the weapons fell out of her purse. All right, fell out of her purse in the middle of searching her. Then she admitted to having a second weapon, but she supposedly either sold or gave that second weapon away. Now, the first weapon didn't even have a serial number on it. It was scratched off. So if you people don't know this, anytime you have a weapon and a serial number is scratched off, okay, that is automatically a federal charge. Automatically, all right? You're automatically gonna get time for having one with the serial number scratched off. So she had it with no serial number. So she's gonna automatically get time just for that. But she had a second one she sold or gave away. My question is, she was walking out at 1 a.m. Now, yeah, you're supposed to protect yourself, right? We all know you're supposed to protect yourself. But she had 2 on her. Why does she have 2 walking down the street? Okay. Now, the road that he was dumped off on, I think it's called Willow View. I looked up. They actually live off that same street. So that is why she ran into him while he was driving and she was walking. They live on that street, and the street's a little small street. It's not a big street. So they live off that street. So she was either probably walking from home or walking to home, and he was either going back to the house, whatever it is. They say he was out getting rice and milk for the children at 1 a.m. at that. Like, why did he get at 1 a.m.? But hey, he's getting rice and milk for the children, and they run into each other. Now, supposedly this man, I don't know if he's a relative. I couldn't find out for sure who exactly he is to her. But what I saw online is that he was staying in the house. That I guess the mom was letting him stay in the house. I don't know. And I guess while he was staying there, he did something to her little sister. So I really don't know exactly the whole dynamics of this. And after she did what she did to him, she started calling her mom with his phone. So I'm wondering if she had a phone, or I guess she didn't, if she had to ask to borrow his and he was like, here, here's my phone. So she probably, but she's walking down the street with no phone, but she's got 2 weapons on her. So I was more curious about her background. Like, what's going on? What's going on with her? Okay. So this is what I found on her. All right. So I did find out that she was a runaway. All right. So she did run away from home at one time when she was 17. So she ran away last year. Okay. And it gives her the address, where she ran away from. And she was missing since January 14th, 2025. Okay. She was 17 at the time. And then it says victim left her home without permission and refuses to return. Then I found this. She didn't run away once. She ran away twice in the same year. So this one, so I guess she probably went back home. Something happened. And then she went missing again, March 13th. Sorry, not March. I can't even get my months right here. What's the January, February, March, April, May? She went missing May 13th, 2025. So she went missing about 4 months later. Now this one says the victim, okay, left DCS custody and has not returned. So the first time she went missing, she ran from home. And then the second time is saying she left DCS custody, Department of Child Services. So some sort of way Department of Child Services got involved with this family or this girl. And I guess she was with them. Now, once you turn 18, as far as I know, you're allowed to leave DCF and probably go back to, the parents' home. So I guess she went back to the parents' home after that. But so it looks like something was going on in the household. I don't know what was, but something was going on. And this is Willow Avenue, okay? Or Willow View. So you can see it's a small street. Matter of fact, I don't even see any sidewalks. Look, there's not even no sidewalks. So it's a small street with no sidewalks. So you can see how she was walking and then he was driving, especially if she's walking the street or something, and she ran into him. So you can see how that took place. And on his report, I don't know if this is the home, but on his background, was actually the address that showed up on his background, or the area. So I don't know if that's where he was at, or that's where he lived at. That's where they lived at. I don't know, but that's what showed up. But as you see, this is the street that they met each other on. And then you have the guy's name. His name is Noah. And as you see right here, I came across his Facebook account, and he's one of these videos. He's sitting in the van. So this is probably the same van that this happened in. Now, I don't know if he really did anything, if he really, touched the sister. That part, I don't know. But as you see, Alishon she looked like she had some issues in her childhood. It looked like there were some issues and some problems going on. We just don't know exactly what, especially for DCF to get involved and for her to be living with them. We don't know. But do you think it's an excuse for her to take the law in her own hands and do this? Now, it sucks because she pretty much just threw her life away. It sucks. She threw her life away. But is that a sacrifice that should have been made? Now, we can go back into some other stories. Paisley Brown, the video I just did with Paisley Brown. The boyfriend unalived Paisley. Paisley was underage too. He unalived her by, he was putting his hands on her. and he was the boyfriend. And people warned the police about the boyfriend way before Paisley Brown unfortunately lost her life. And if police would have acted on it and maybe put him in jail or did something, then maybe Paisley would be here. But even though they told and filed reports, nothing was ever done. Because a lot of times they need some sort of proof. So yeah, if it's a 5-year-old saying, hey, he did this, he did that, a lot of times they need some physical proof, you know, or some police sometimes don't even want to do the paperwork. But I mean, what do you think? What do you think should happen to her? Do you think they should give her, you know, life? Maybe give her a little time and just send her back to her country, you know? And I guess it depends on if you think this man did exactly what the allegations are against him. If he did that. And if he did do that, you heard what the guy said said right here.
She ran out of bullets.
Why'd you say that?
I would have shot him a couple more times.
He said she must have ran out. But my question is still, why was she walking down the street with 2? Was she planning on doing this? Was she planning on doing this? And not only that, did she already know where to take the van? Because she took it to an abandoned house. So was this a plan of hers to begin with? You got to think about this. Was this a plan to begin with? Because these allegations supposedly happened, I think it was back in January or something like that. So is this a plan that she was thinking about all along? Like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And did she meet him out in the street on purpose? Like, she knew he was out at 1 a.m. going to the store or whatever it is. So was all this planned out? And did anybody else even know about this? Did somebody help her? But as you see in her mugshot, she looked like she keeping her mouth shut. And we talked about snitches in my last video, or the video before, with the guy got his, his leg chopped off, throwing the water or whatever, ain't nothing that happening to her. Look at the mugshot. She looked like she is like, I'll do it again, but you guys let me know. What do you think should happen to her? What do you think an appropriate punishment should be for this woman? Okay. Please like, subscribe. The channel is almost at 25,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. I did a members only video earlier. I'm gonna be doing another members only video tomorrow too. And not only that, please comment below what city, what state you're from, what country. I like to see exactly, how far my channel is reaching out to people. It's been crazy. I love it. Please continue to support the channel so that way I can continue giving you guys this news, these updates, and sometimes doing remote work like I did in my members only video earlier. Thank you so much. Please take care of one another. Watch out for your surroundings, all right? Fugitive TV. Until next time, I'm out.